Strap yourselves in for the most dramatic season you're ever going to see on a Football Manager. Today we are taking over Eastern Siloam Football Club in Hong Kong, a team predicted to come in the top 3 and a very decent side at that as well. We're going to look to take the hot seat and look to try and take on our next mission in completing Football Manager. It's not going to be easy, we know that. We've got lots of competitions to play in, including the AFC Cup, which is great, and some superstars like One Way Kit, Yu Yoi Jin, Wong Ho Chun, Justin Trinidad, and finally Lo Chiuk Fung as a fantastic young midfielder, setting up a 4-2-2 formation, but it's probably going to move to a 4-2-3-1 narrow because we're going to make some signings like Henrique Martins, a very slow but good ball playing midfielder, and the most meta right back you're ever going to see, Big Gabriel. Now, his stats aren't great, but his name says it all. We're going to get into our first game of the season, and from watching these highlights, you would not think this is the first time we'd managed these boys. It was a fantastic performance. One Way Kit makes it 3-0 in 25 minutes. Meta into Yat, who is actually our left back in the right wing. A fantastic cutback there to Trinidad to make it 5, and Martins puts his name on the map with a 6-0 win. A 3-2 win in our next game before the Sapling Cup up next. So the Sapling Cup pretty much lasts all season, so we're going to have to do this in chunks. We're going to play a few games now here. We're going to get off to a great start in the Sapling Cup as well. A 3-2 victory against one of the better sides in our little group stage. Basically, you get put into 6 and 6, and we see who's going to get into the semis and the final. But like I said, it's a cup that runs forever by the looks of it. So a 3-2 victory in our first game before setting up a game against Le Mans in the cup as well. And these are the best team in the league. Le Mans and Kitchi is who we have got to wait out for. We are 2-1 down at this point before getting it back 2-2 thanks to a fantastic goal from Justin Trinidad. And again, that is our biggest competition in the group. A 3-0 win against the North District before a 1-0 victory against Taipo sets us top of the league on 10 points. We are second in the league in the actual league as well. We've got Taipo up next again. A 2-1 victory. Some fantastic goals from them to kick things off. But Jamie Wood is here, and Jamie Wood bags a brace to kick things off in this one. A 2-1 victory and a very impressive performance before we go into the next game and we show just how dominant we can be. Some fantastic football there before our centre-back blasts it home for 2-0, a 2-1, and then Martins into Wong Chun Man and 3-1. A fantastic start to this season. Already, we are looking very good. A 2-0 victory against Rangers, and then we set up a game against Resources Capital, and Jamie Wood, ladies and gentlemen, he is a 1-star player, gets another goal. Martins makes it 2 from the spot. 2-1, a perler from range. Yat, the left-back, he is very attacking, and he makes it 3-1, and we are top of the league after 6 games. And things are looking absolutely stunning. We've got the Senior Shield up next, the first round. Again, it's very weird how it's all worked out. We're going to go 1-0 down. We're going to go 1-all from across into the front post. A ball over the top to make it 2-1. Metcalf, the keeper, had an absolute stinker there before the greatest own goal you'll ever see. FM is broken, all right? We all know that. We win on penalties and we go through the first round and set up the quarterfinals against C&W District, who we're going to, again, get past quite easily. Martins with a brace was fantastic in this game. A fantastic signing already, it's showing. We set up the semi-finals, which is going to be against C&W District. Now, we've got lots of games to play in the league before we get there. A 4-0 victory was there in the C&W game. We've got a 3-0 game against Kitchi now, where we're going to go ahead and, again, just play fantastic. We are such a good side. Like I mentioned, Kitchi are one of the best teams in the league. We're going to dominate them 3-0. A fantastic performance. Maxwell Boyake is a new signing that's come in. 4.5-star player. Looks brilliant on a free contract. And we're going to take that into a 1-0 victory against Le Mans. We're going to now go ahead and play against Taipo again. And the games come thick and fast because we do not just have the league to play in this one like a few nations like India, and the next nation we're recording is just the league. We have 5 competitions and the games just did not stop coming, but neither did our form. We were superb. A 4-1 victory against Taipo and sets us 10 games, 10 wins in the league. And believe it or not, there's yet more competitions to go ahead and play. Now, the AFC Cup, we haven't even touched on it. We're playing April 25 Sports Club from North Korea, Asocial Deportivo from Moncau, and Salanje from Mongolia. We're going to go very well in this, let's be honest. A 4-1 victory to kick things off, a 1-1 draw against April 25 before a fantastic performance in the third game in the group stage. A 4-1 victory where, again, we showed our dominance, we showed our class. But for me, what we saw earlier on in the sort of completing FM universe, we've got the AFC Cup should be quite easy for us. There's a lot of nations that aren't playable, so we're going to go ahead and pretty much storm through it very easily in the group stage. I'm going to show you too many highlights, but the games we won 4-1 and 5-1 were against the same team, which I feel a bit bad about for showing us demolishing them twice. But you know what? Why on earth not? Goals galore, and we do score a lot of goals, and that is always fun to go ahead and watch. One-way kit has been fantastic this season, and an absolute catastrophic mistake from the goalkeeper. Jesse bears down on goal and makes it 5-1, and we are through in the AFC Cup very easily. 14 points, 3 points clear of our competition, but we cannot wait around because the Hong Kong FA Cup is up next, and a 7-1 victory against CNW District gets us quite easily on to the quarterfinals, where of course we draw Kitchi, because why wouldn't we get the hardest teams? But it doesn't even matter. We are literally fantastic. A 2-0 victory gets us through the quarterfinals in the FA Cup of Hong Kong and sets up a semi-final, which I'm buzzing for. But we've got the Hong Kong Senior Shield first, because games do not stop. Different competitions, left, right and centre, and it's hard for me to keep up with, let alone you lot. A 1-0 victory is fantastic, but our best player is injured for 8 months with a broken ankle, which is awful news. We do set up a final, which is great, against Kitchi again, before going back into the Sapling Cup and more cup competitions, but more victories. And for the first time, we are actually in a position where everything is clear. We are smashing it, and we're even going to get a nice little consortium takeover, which is fantastic for the club. Maybe not for us as a manager, but for the club, it's brilliant. We've got Hong Kong Senior Shield Glory hopefully coming up, where we face Kitchi in the final. A packed out stadium took this game to penalties. It was a 1-1 ball draw, but as you can see, I was live on stream and things were mental. It was an absolutely fantastic game. We were singing "We Are the Champions" and it was pure vibes. And if you haven't seen myself over on stream, come over. Link is in the description down below. It is always good vibes over there, and we play this live on stream as well. But a 1-0 win on penalties was fantastic to lift our first trophy here in Hong Kong, which is important because we have to win trophies, but mainly it's all about the league. And like I said, 10 games, 10 wins, a good start. We make it 4-3 to make it 11 and 11, but we are finally going to not win a game. We don't lose. We could still go invincible, but a 1-1 draw against Yuen Long before a 3-1 draw against Southern District means we were no longer running away at the top. And I did say there was going to be some drama. But first off, the AFC Cup, where we head over into North Korea, where we're going to get our first game off to a start of a fantastic chip before they come back and make things 1-1. We're going to get a ball through to One-Way Kit, who, like I said, was fantastic this season for 2-1. It's a proper ding-dong battle here because back and forth, it's 2-2. And for the first time, they take the league to make it 3-2. But we are going to get a goal back and take things back to Hong Kong at 3-3 against Rimon Yongsu. And it's a very, very tough game to go ahead and win at home. We'll have to see. A 1-0 goal puts us 1-0 up. They're going to put it through. Oh, no, that's them, sorry. One-Way Kit makes it 1-0. They make it 2-1 and we are down, but we are not out. Wong Chun man at the back stick before a third to make it 3-2. A bicycle kick in a final makes it 3-2. What a win. We have won the final of the East Asian Zone final, but now we face Persija Jakarta. Remember these guys? Remember these players? Our old team. They are favourites because they are fantastic, and we built an absolute masterclass in this team, but have I built one better this time? We go 2-0 up before they get one back to make things 2-1, and that was at our home stadium. Before I go back to Persija, where surely there's a standing ovation for the greatest manager in Persija's history, there's a lot of players in that team that ring bells to us. Gabriel Pinheiro, Son Suk-young, Blas, they're all fantastic, but we have to put that aside. We go 2-0 up, meaning we were basically through, and the black and white has started, the music has started, because my old club have absolutely destroyed us. They were no holes barred. We're going to get one back to make me feel better, but Son Suk-young and Gabriel Pinheiro, I miss you so much. They are so good. A 7-3 battering against our old club is a little bit heartbreaking, but we have to take it in our stride. Back into the league, a 4-3 victory before a 1-1 draw. We are out of the AFC Cup to get that clear. A 2-0 victory here against Resources Capital was a good way to bounce back before a 5-2 victory against North District, and the title race is heading to the wire. And of course, the team we're facing is Le Mans, the best team in the league, and the team chasing us down for the title. They beat us 2-0 in a very difficult game. That is not what we want to see. And like I said, it is going to get dramatic. This season is going to come down to the complete and utter wire. We do, come back with a lovely 6-2 victory against Rangers Hong Kong, which is good to see because after a demoralising 2-0 defeat and quite a lot of draws recently as well, I was starting to think, are we slipping off? Are we tumbling down this table? But this victory, you know, restored my faith in Eastern SC, and we were still top of the league, 1 point ahead, but they did have a game in hand. Now, we do have the completed Sapling Cup, which is great, and a game up next against C&DW District, which is in the quarterfinals. I believe we're going to go ahead and get a goal before we concede. And we concede again. A 2-1 loss is not what you want to see in the semi-final. And we are not looking good. We're back into the FA Cup, however, and we are looking good here. There is so many competitions. It's absolutely wild in Hong Kong. If you're doing a Hong Kong save, good luck to you, okay? It's great fun, but there is 5 competitions when you become good, which is worrying. A fantastic performance here. A 4-1 victory against Southern District. We're through to the final. Huzzah! We've got Le Mans, of course, our arch nemesis rivals. Back into the league, a 5-2 victory before we face Kitchi, the second best team in the league, but they've got absolutely nothing on us or Le Mans. They have been pony this season compared to us two. A 4-0 victory, a complete and utter demolition derby, a hat-trick from new signing Maxwell Boyake as well, and things were looking good. We were second in the league because of goal difference and going in to the last game of the season. Not what I wanted to be hearing. A goal for them, a 1-1 draw, and the title wasn't ours. It was absolutely heartbreaking that we weren't actually going to win the league. It finished 1-0, but FM has a weird way of working things out. Kitchi have been pony all season, but they played against Le Mans in the final day of the season, and they must have got us a result because a draw wasn't good enough. We had to beat them on points. We had to win or they had to lose, and we drew, which meant they lost. And we won the league, and you can see Kitchi with a 2-0 victory. We won the league by a point. The most outrageous season I've ever had on FM. Going into that final day, I was absolutely heartbroken. We were named manager of the season. We were dominant in this season. A double has been completed before the Hong Kong final, where we faced against Le Mans, our arch nemesis rivals, where at this point I was sure they were too good. They were much better than we were. They deserved to win the league. We bottled it at the end, but we still won the league, and we are so lucky because we'd have to have done a second season. It would have been another season of 5 trophies, which I wasn't about. Now, we are going to go into this game on penalties, and our fantastic silence Henrique Martins misses the penalty, and Look Chi Young scores for Le Mans, which, you know, is heartbreaking. We don't get to lift this trophy. The Hong Kong FA Cup would have been one I wanted to lift, but we have to stand here and, you know, congratulate them because you've done a good job. You pushed us all the way this season, but we know we were better in the league, which is what it was all about. And we have to move on from Le Mans. We will get over it, all right? We'll get over it. It's been a long season, 5 competitions. We've won 2, the most important one being the league, which means we can move on. Wong Wei Kit was fantastic this season with 32 goals. Wong Ho Chun with 17 goals, 13 assists. Henrique Martins, 15 goals and 4 assists. The most meta right back in the world was fantastic. And Maxwell Boyake as a mid-summer signing for 11 goals was great. We've now played 197 games. We're looking good, but it's time to move on from Eastern SC. Now, if you don't know, this is part of a mission where I'm looking to complete Football Manager, winning every single division on the vanilla version of Football Manager. That's every single top division. You can see fizzing around in the background was the last one we done in India. If you want to watch that one, the link for that is right there. It's an absolute banger.